Mombasa, the largest coastal city in Kenya, sprawls protectively along the Indian Ocean, claiming its place as the country's crown jewel for holidaymakers. Every year, millions of globetrotters arrive at this sun-drenched port, drawn by the promise of powdery beaches, centuries of treasured history, a kaleidoscope of cultures, and azure waters that teem with colourful fish. Perched on a coral rock sea island, the city feels pleasantly small, its heritage stone forts and swaying palms reached by graceful ferries that connect the teak boardwalks of old towns to the buzzing mainland. Adventure and serenity coexist here, as do the spices, tunes and rhythms that define coastal Kenyan identity. Reflecting its warming welcome, Mombasa offers a string of palatial resorts along the sea, opulent hotels with rooftop infinity pools, and a flotilla of water sports to tempt paddlers and divers. Thanks to swaying palms, relentless sunshine, and gentle, salt-fringed breezes, the mood stays lazy yet charged at the same time, with the Indian Ocean holding a palette of ever-warm turquoise. Visitors, from toddlers to retirees, savor the same treat of crystalline waters and strings of coconut beers. Every sunset is a fresh invitation to slow down, sip a fresh coconut smoothie, and watch the dhows glide like silk over the horizon. Mombasa's story actually stretches to the 16th century, when Arab, Portuguese and eventually British rulers each left their own imprint on the seaport. Evidence of each period still stands proud: carved wooden doors that smell of incense, coral stone buildings washed in pastel hues, and the lingering scent of spices on the ocean breeze. You can wander into the old town today and still feel the multicolored past beating through the alleyways. Fort Jesus, the sentinel that the Portuguese constructed to guard the harbour in the 1560s, now acts as a museum. Its thick walls have withstood cannon and time, and inside it drenches visitors in tales of trade, warfare and resilience, revealing why Mombasa was once the heartbeat of East African trade. Listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the old town enchants with its winding lanes, intricately jali carved verandas and bustling bazaars. Each turn is a postcard: a widow in a white kanga tending to neem saplings, a boy dodging a donkey cart, the call to Fajr echoing from a nearby minaret. Merchants in the stalls offer the same goods that seafarers once bartered: acacia wood carvings, saffron yellow turmeric and hand-loomed kikois. Browsing the market is not merely a shopping trip, it is stepping into a kaleidoscopic memory, a walk that enchants the senses and imprints the soul. When wanderlust brings you to Mombasa, the endless coastline steals the spotlight. Think Diani Beach, a close cousin to paradise, boasting powder-driven white sand and those glassy, gradient emerald waters you only see in magazines. It isn't just a postcard. The reef just offshore doubles as front-row seats to the Indians' underwater ballet. Snorkeling in 10 gentle strokes, and you're gliding beside parrotfish and friendly sergeant majors. Nyali, Bamburi and Shanzu stretch at a similarly gorgeous angle, each with its signature hue of blue. Bass and boats share the afternoon at Bamburi, while Shanzu's palette tempts kite surfers to crab the air in Technicolor. Want to go deeper? Hit the dive boat and drop in where drumsticks of staghorn corals perform soft jazz to migratory game fish. Mombasa's Marine National Park isn't just a stop on the map. With glass bottom tours and 2-tank dive packages, it's the Howard Carter moment of the undersea. Turtles cruise turtle-shaped. Reef divers leave coves, sunburn, and re-entrancing marathoners come to tour crab-shaped. Mombasa is made for families, with plenty of fun for all ages beyond its gorgeous beaches. Hala Park is a hit with the little ones, where they can meet local wildlife, while the Mombasa Marine Park combines snail staring and sustainable swimming in its beautiful coral waters. Mombasa's floating aquarium, the Mamba Village, teems with Nile crocodiles, friendly tortoises and monkeys. The shows and feedings keep everyone wide-eyed. A little farther off, the Gedi ruins hide ancient Swahili coral buildings in a canopied forest, perfect for easy family walks after a round of coconut cold smoothies. Mombasa rolls out that dependable, family-friendly red carpet we parents love. Moi International Airport welcomes the world, while smooth domestic flights and the wide, smooth highways to Nairobi and beyond keep everything chilled. Shuttles, taxis and friendly tuk-tuks fill in the easy gaps. Whether boarding a jet the kids will cheer for, or hopping into a safari pop taxi, the journey is half the fun. Alongside its cluster of stylish resorts, Mombasa presents an extensive range of accommodations purposefully spaced along its sun-kissed coast. Compact budget hotels, charming guest houses and lavish, all-in beachfront works of contemporary architecture deliver the same uninterrupted views of the waters, allowing each arrival, whether backpack or designer suitcase, to find the right place to unpack. Mombasa's celebrated culinary pulse mirrors this range, and the waves tumbling ashore twice a day supply the literal and metaphorical salt that seasons the scene. Sustenance from chapati to chora, beach grills to sushi, often offered to the uncertain at taste test proportions. The region's ambition now extends beyond dinner plates and linens. Across Mombasa, a growing string of properties has quietly swapped excess for purpose, replacing marble chandeliers with eco-roofs, keeping drained bottles for beach art, and coaching the sun to push guest room air conditioners. Each initiative, no matter how understated, plays a part in a collective tide aimed at keeping the turquoise and the dazzle, and the gorgeous stories handed from a grandmother's kiss to a granddaughter's phrasebook bright and habitual for future voyages. Energized not just by marketing budgets, but by municipal engagement, the Kenya Tourism Board and its local councils quietly trade in the shared ideal that respect earns richer journeys. Visitors are now met at every welcome board with gentle invitations to listen harder to an elder's verse than to a headset, to measure footprints before crushing shells, to reserve a dinner coin for the stall that just twinkled the light of the dusk within the hustle. The pact asserts that shared dirham remains in the giftee's pocket, allowing biospheres and crafts that had never trekked beyond the coast now to prosper, not just endure. From swaying palms to historical forts, Mombasa beckons and never disappoints. With stunning beaches, a melting pot of cultures, and wildlife that can be marveled at both in the sea and on land, it has firmly planted itself on every savvy traveler's wish list. Whether you're chasing the sunset on a dhow, dancing to taarab music, or savoring a plate of Swahili biryani, every moment unfolds a fresh chapter of discovery. As new resorts rise beside centuries-old coral stone, the city confidently steps into the future, yet keeps its soul, mixing the hush of mangroves, the rhythm of waves, and the buzz of a thriving market. Mombasa, where the coast greets the continent, still holds the inconceivable promise of welcoming you exactly as you wish to be welcomed, in spirit, in serenity, in adventure and in comfort.